Hi guys, welcome to this flow where we're going to be unlocking your hamstrings and your lower back. So often the reason for lower back pain and strain can be due to short and tight hamstrings. It's very interlinked, this posterior chain. So one of the quickest ways to relieve that tension in the lower back is to really focus on lengthening those muscles down the back of the legs, including your calves as well. So we're going to have a little look at that too. So equipment wise, it's not absolutely necessary, but it would be great if you had something to just pad your knees out, because we are going to be on our knees quite a bit during this flow. So a blanket, a cushion, I've got a little rug. Just find what you can to protect the knees. Then I'm going to use a jumper today just to prove that a jumper is just as good as a strap. If you do have a strap, then feel free to grab that. I'm going to go ahead and roll up my jumper. So I've got a sleeve either side, and then this bit in the middle is what I'm going to use to hook around the feet as we get into our stretching and our seated forward fold. So jumper is as good as anything. So if you've got that, get it next to you, ready to grab for later on in the flow. And then you're also going to need blocks if you've got them. I will show you how to adjust if you've not got blocks, but they're just really great to have. And I would suggest, if you haven't invested in them yet and you're getting serious about your yoga, you're doing regular flows, you need these. You can't outgrow blocks. You will always need them. So grab yourself some. So you want those, again, just on standby for when you need them. So get comfortable, set yourself up, get a nice playlist going. It's always good to have a bit of music in the background just to allow yourself to loosen up, get lost in the beat a little bit rather than being stuck in your head. So once you've got your setup and you're feeling ready to go, we will come round into our child's pose to start off with. So you're going to sink sit bones towards the heels, lengthen the spine, bring the forehead down towards the ground or the mat, and lengthen your arms. So quite active through the arms, through the shoulders. And you're going to start to bring your awareness to your breath here. Not forcing anything or changing anything, just notice where your inhale ends. And then notice where your exhale also ends. Okay, see if on your next exhale you can allow yourself to feel a bit heavier. So in order to do that, drop more of your body weight down. Relax those areas that are holding on still. Could be your upper back, could be your hips. Might be around your jaw, so just double check that that's released. Okay, when you're ready, we'll gently round through. We're going to pull up into our tabletop. We're going to take right leg back to begin with, coming onto sole of the foot, onto the toes. And you're just going to gently rock back and forth, pushing your heel back as you send the weight back. Okay, so we're getting a light stretch all the way down the back of the leg. And see if you can marry the movement with the breath. So we're going to inhale as we draw forward. Exhale as you rock back. You can speed this up or slow this down as much as you like. Okay, now we're going to swap it out. Right knee comes back under the hip. Left foot extends back and find that rocking motion. So really squeeze your heel to the back of the room as you push back, and then lengthen away. Okay, bring the left knee back under the left hip. We're going to tuck the toes. We're going to hover the knees, finding that core strength. Draw the navel in towards the spine. So we're not letting the belly drop down here. We're engaging through the core. Push away from the mat with the hands. Nice. As you exhale, hips come up. And you're going to extend into a downward dog, but keeping the knees bent. So you're focusing on lengthening through the spine to begin with. Find that shape and then find your breath. Good. Now we'll send one heel down towards the mat at a time. So we'll extend the right leg, right heel inches towards the floor. Inhale, come up onto the toes, lengthen. Exhale, left heel goes down towards the floor. Nice, so we're just alternating in and out. Inhale as you come up, rise. Exhale, lower. Inhale, rise up. Left heel inches down. Use your breath. Inhale to lift. Exhale, right heel down. Good. Inhale, lift. Exhale, left heel down. Okay, we're going to do them simultaneous now. Inhale, lift both heels up. Exhale, sink those heels as low as you can get them. Doesn't matter if they don't touch. Inhale to lift. Exhale, lower. One more time. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. Good. And then we're going to walk the feet in as many steps as you need between the hands, coming to the top of your mat. Finding a really soft, deep forward fold. So not trying to lengthen back to the legs here, just a generous bend. Relax the neck down. Release that tension out the top half of the body. Shoulders released. Okay, we're going to inhale to a halfway lift. So draw the hands up the shins, lengthen and hinge away from the hips, flat spine. Nice. Exhale, release down. Belly comes to the thighs, relax the neck, forehead drops inwards. Good. Couple more breaths. Inhale, halfway lift. Lengthen away. Exhale, drop back in. Inhale, halfway. Long back, and exhale, soften back down. Okay, we're going to find a pedal here. So, I don't know if you can see with the trousers I'm wearing today, you're going to bend the right leg as you extend the left. Your hands can be on the floor, they can be on your shins. You might even want to use your blocks at this point. So you're bringing the floor to you, and we're just going to pedal back and forth. So right knee bends. Inhale, exhale, left knee bends. Inhale, right knee bends. And left knee bends. Okay, so we're just moving in and out of that. Again, you can speed it up, you can slow it down. A little bit of flossing for your sciatic nerve. So if you do struggle with sciatica, this is a really great movement. Okay, a couple more. Okay, we're going to soften the knees and roll up to standing. Head comes up last. As you inhale, arms come up overhead. Exhale, hands through heart center and release down to your mountain. So you're just going to focus now on really grounding through all four corners of the feet. Just double check, maybe closing the eyes down whilst you do this. Finding your center. So is your weight further into the toes? Or is it further into the heels? Whoop. Can you catch it in the middle without using a visual? Nice. Taking the weight into outer edge of left foot, inner edge of right. Outer edge of right foot, inner edge of left. Okay, and then bring yourself back to center. Grounding equally through all four corners of the feet. Take a deep inhale, arms reach up overhead. Exhale, deep forward fold. Bend the knees generously, arms reach back to the back of the room. As you inhale, bring the arms up overhead. See if you can rise up onto the tippy toes. Lengthen, send the hips forward, tuck the bum under. 2 more times like that. Inhale. Lift the hips up, extend the arms back. Exhale, bend into the knees, lift the arms up overhead. Extend through the legs up onto the tiptoes, tucking the pelvis. Squeeze and release. Okay, reach back one more time. Maybe find a bit more length through the backs of the legs. Soften. And inhale to reach up. Find that extra length, that slight pelvic tuck. And exhale, we'll bring it back down to that deep forward fold. See if you can find a little bit more length through backs of the legs this time. Draw the forehead in towards the knees and we'll hold. So you're thinking about squeezing belly towards thighs. So try to get that contact first between belly and thighs and then extend the legs up. Nice. And this is a very active stretch. Take a couple of breaths. Nice, and then we'll draw down, up onto the toes, heels towards the bum. Nice, so we're tenting our fingertips, and we'll lower the heels down, send the hips up, lengthen. Again, try and find that contact between thighs and belly. Okay, release down, heels up, crouching position. 2 more times, exhale, hips up, belly to thighs, and draw down, up onto the toes, find your balance. Okay, 1 more time, hips up, deep forward fold. And again, you can pedal it out if you want to, if that feels better than holding that static stretch. Sometimes a little bit of movement helps just to unlock things. Okay, when you're ready, inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale, hands come down to the mat, and you're just gonna step back 1 leg at a time into tabletop. We're going to be spending a little bit of time on our knees here, so if you have got some extra padding, just place that under your left knee now, or under both. Okay, so drawing right leg back first. You don't have to lift it high, it can be just floating above the floor if you need. If you can though, try and lift it in line with the hip. And make sure that right hip isn't opening out to the right side, so both hip bones facing the mat. Tuck the navel in towards the spine. Okay, and we're just going to find some pulses here. So you're going to lift the toes a little bit higher behind you and release. We're going to go for 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nice. And draw that right knee in towards the chest. Squeeze and exhale, extend back. We're going to go for 8 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you should feel some heat starting to build through the glutes and through the hamstrings. We'll go 1 more time. Extend back. 8, 7, 6, 5. So the leg is moving on its own. Try to keep everything else still. 2 and 1. Nice. Draw that knee in. Slight protraction through shoulder blades to bring the foot through. And then you're going to lower down into your low lunge. Okay, that heel is going to stay exactly where it is. Here you can use your blocks if you need to bring your torso a little bit higher. And you're going to extend that right leg back. So you can have fingertips just tented down to the floor, or lift yourself a little bit higher if it's already straining. You can also come up onto an even higher setting. You listen to your body, give it what it needs. Okay, so just thinking about alignment here. You want both hips facing forward. So you're going to draw that right hip back, left hip forward. The tendency is to kind of open that way. So left hip is back and right hip is creeping forward. You're going to feel the stretch equally through all of the hamstrings, inside and out, if you draw that hip back. Nice. And try to search for length through the lower back. So we're not rounding here and pulling. We're bending the knee in order to lengthen the lower back. And then once you feel comfortable here with the knee slightly bent, You then start to extend little by little, but we're not looking for a completely straight leg here, as long as you feel the stretch. Okay, we're gonna add some breaths. Inhale, lift up, open the chest. Exhale, see if you can draw your belly closer towards your thigh. Release the forehead down. Nice. Inhale halfway. Exhale, draw the belly closer to the thigh, release the head down. Inhale one more time. Keep drawing that right hip back, left hip forward. Exhale, release. Okay, we're gonna rock in and out. Draw forward and through, low lunge. Exhale, draw back. Forward into low lunge. Exhale, lengthen that right hip back, left hip forward, forehead down. One more time, inhale. Use your exhale to peel back. Okay, and then we'll lift up. So I definitely suggest using a block for this part. Maybe start with a higher setting and see how you go. Left hand is going to plant down. If you're not using the block, turn the fingertips to the inside of that right leg. Right arm reaches up to the sky, so we're opening out. Straight line between right and left fingers. Keep reaching high and keep drawing that right hip back. So again, it's going to creep forward and maybe open that way. Draw it back. Keep lengthening through the hamstring. Nice. And then forward and through. We'll frame off that right foot, tuck the left toe. Send it back into your plank position. Exhale, hips up. Finding your downward dog. So we're going to find a little bit more stillness this time. And you might notice quite a difference between right and left leg, which is good. That means it's working. In your own time, gently lower both knees back onto your rug, your blanket, whatever you've got there as a protective measure. Get ready to go on the other side. So left leg extends back. It doesn't have to be too high. And we'll find that pump for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, good. 1, draw the knee into the chest. Squeeze and extend. We'll go again for 8, 7, 6, 5. Again, try to keep everything else exactly where it is, just the leg moving. And 1, draw in. We've got one more set. Remember, you can lower down if you need. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll feel that heat now through the back of the left leg, knee in towards the chest, step that foot through. Lower both hips down, so we're finding our low lunge. Maybe you grab your blocks here. Maybe you're just tenting fingertips onto the ground, you decide. Weight into the blocks or the floor, and then extend that left leg back, so toes to the ceiling. Make sure you're flexing that left foot as much as you can and get comfy under the right knee. Okay, those breaths, we're gonna lengthen through the spine. Remember, you can come up a setting if you need. Exhale, belly towards the thigh. Release forehead in. Inhale, lengthen and lift. Exhale, keep drawing that left hip back, right hip forward. Draw the belly closer to the thigh. Remembering, you can modify, you can bend that left knee, same thing, lengthen and draw down. Release the forehead. Okay. Nice, so we're gonna rock back and forth now, low lunge. Exhale, draw back. Inhale, draw forward. And keep finding that length, left hip back, right hip forward. We'll take one more, inhale. Exhale, draw back, hold that length through the left leg. Right hand plants down onto the block or onto the floor. Left fingertips reach up, keep drawing left hip back. Nice, draw shoulder blades apart. And then we'll revolta face front, bend into that left knee, blocks out the way, hands to either side of that left foot, tuck the right. Send it back nice and strong in your plank position. Nice, tight through the core. Exhale, lead with the hips. Sink the heels down towards the mat, open through the back. Nice, and hold. Hopefully now things are feeling a little bit more balanced between right and left side. Nice, we'll lower the knees down and take a little breather, finding your child's pose, forehead down, release. Take a few breaths, nice and heavy. You can relax forearms down this time. And just check in with how you're feeling. Are you allowing yourself to let go in these poses? Or are you holding on? Are you fighting? When you hit that initial pain barrier, are you leaning into it and just allowing the breath to carry you through the discomfort? Or are you trying to push through and take it further than you actually need to? Stretching is incremental. It comes with time. We have to be patient. So see if you can allow yourself to come to that place for the rest of this flow. Not putting too much pressure on ourselves. Just accepting where you are and working with rather than against your body and its limitations. Okay, we're going to round through. Tabletop, tuck the toes, stretch it out, downward dog. And then we're going to bend the knees, look beyond top of the mat and hop the feet between the hands. Inhale, reach up, arms overhead, big reach. Exhale, hands to your heart center. Back to your mountain pose. Again, just take a couple of seconds. You can close the eyes down to breathe, to recenter. Feel that grounding through all four corners of the feet. Okay. When you're ready, we're going to step back with the right foot to the back of the mat. So we're going to find a lunge position. Inhale, arms come up overhead. Exhale, open out that back right foot, finding your warrior two. Couple of breaths here. Inhale as you extend that left leg. Exhale as you bend back into it, shoulders down, reach. Inhale to lift. Exhale, look beyond your third finger. Find your drishti. Nice. Inhale, lift. Exhale, extend down one more time, warrior two. And then we'll extend the leg on its own, keeping the hands where they are. We're going to find our triangle pose. So flipping the palms and drawing the hips back slightly. So you're going to pull back this right hip to create space through the front of the left hip. And from there, start to bring that left hand to the inside of the foot. If that feels like a stretch and you can't bring fingertips to the floor, use your block here. So placing it just to the inside of that left foot and hand comes to the block instead. Keep reaching up and out of that right hip. So we're supporting this left side, not letting it slump down. Okay. Alternatively, if you've not got blocks and you can't reach the floor comfortably, just bring your hands onto your shin. And leg doesn't have to be fully extended. If this is feeling a little bit tight through the inner hamstrings, then soften slightly. Find your variation of. Nice, keep opening out that right shoulder, so looking towards the ceiling in order to achieve that opening. Nice, and then draw the torso upright. Back to your warrior two. Revolve to face front, frame off left foot. Step back, downward dog. Nice, and then we're just gonna switch it out by stepping that right foot through. Lift up to your lunge position. Right foot forward, left foot back. Open out, same thing on the other side. Warrior two. Relax your shoulders down. Inhale as you extend. Right leg extends, arms up. Exhale as you bend. Inhale, lift. And exhale, release. Nice. Inhale one more time. Exhale as you lower down. Hold the arms where they are. And we'll just extend that right leg by itself. Same thing, draw both hips back. Reach forward first. Flip the palms and then drawing down into your triangle. Again, hand comes to the right shin or to the inside, or block in front of that foot and stay lifted slightly higher. Wherever you are, drawing the shoulder blades apart. Gaze is up towards that left middle finger. Keep lengthening. Keep drawing hips back. Nice. When you're ready, block out the way. Bend into that right leg, back to your warrior two. Revolve to face front. Push into the hands, nice and strong. Into your plank position, hips up. Lengthen, downward dog. Okay, bend the knees. And this time we're gonna see if we can hop forward and through to lower sit bones down to the floor, crossing the legs. So it looks a little bit like this. If that feels like too much, you're just going to bring both knees down, hips to one side, and then swivel around to cross the legs in front of you. Okay, from here we're going to draw soles of the feet together, knees wide in our butterfly. Now if you're like me, you're quite tight-hipped. That's feeling like a lot, and maybe even in just an effort to sit upright. Again, use a block or anything that you've got handy that will help you to bring your hips above your knees. And then that allows you to activate the outside of the hips a little bit as you open the knees wider. So see how that feels. Nice. You can hold the front of the ankles. You can take peace fingers around the big toes or whatever works best. Nice, and then you're gonna draw the chest down towards the feet. Nice and slowly. Again, keeping length through the lower back. So if you're starting to round, just ease off slightly. We're not in a rush to get the nose to the toes. Take a couple of breaths. Nice, with each exhale, just allowing yourself to soften into the pose. Any discomfort, exhale into it. If you actually invite the discomfort in, you'll notice it starts to pass the more you relax. It's when you fight it and try to go too hard and kind of launch too deep into the pose that means you never actually get even a centimeter further. So just easy does it. Slowly, slowly, we'll get there. Okay, and then when you're ready, drawing upright, knees come back together, and you're gonna extend the legs out in front of you here. So legs about hip width distance apart, and this is where you're gonna grab your homemade strap, your jumper, and place it around the soles of your feet. Okay, so once you've got that nice strong grip either side of your jumper, you're going to flex the feet as much as you can. On an inhale, open the chest forward. As you exhale, draw the belly closer towards the thighs as you pull with the arms. Nice, and just imagine moving beyond and through the big toes. So again, any rounding, lift higher. You want to keep length through the back as much as we can. Exhale, maintain that length. Use your arm strength. Any rounding, ease off. If you can keep it going, draw the forehead closer and closer towards either shins or the knees. We're going to hold here for a couple of breaths. And again, option to soften the knees if this is feeling too much. And you can even use those blocks to support the backs of the legs as you do this. So knees bent, but again, drawing belly to thighs. You should still feel that stretch. And then you can very carefully, over time, just work on inching the heels a little bit further away. So again, work with your body, don't fight it. Accept where you are today. Settle into the breath. I'll take a couple more breaths. Okay, and then roll back up to seated. You can keep those blocks there supporting your legs or remove them. You're going to bring right sole of the foot to inside of the left thigh. Open that right knee wide. Inhale, keep flexing through left foot. Exhale, you're going to reach for outer edges of the left foot. If they're not available, keep that strap handy. Place it around the left foot. And again, use your arm strength. Find that length. And we're going to hold here for 5 breaths. Deep inhale into belly. Exhale, release. Deep inhale. Exhale. Next inhale. Expand as much as you can. See how long you can take to release the air completely out of your lungs here on your exhale. Maybe you find more length. Nice, one more breath. Okay. And then we'll gently draw upright. We're going to swap the legs, right leg forward. Left sole of the foot to inside of right thigh. And use that strap or hands outside of that right foot. You decide. Take a deep inhale as you lengthen and open the chest. Exhale, draw the belly down towards the thigh. Again, soften that knee if you need. Nothing wrong with a bent rather than extended leg. You will still feel the benefits. 4 deep breaths from here. Deep inhale into the lower lungs. Expand the belly. Exhale, release. And let go. Nice. Next one, maybe find more length. Deep inhale. Exhale, reach, reach, reach. Nice, one more, hold it here. And release. Okay, we'll round back up to seated. Very nice. From here, both legs come forward, and you're just going to roll to a flat back. Your knees draw in towards your chest, wrapping forearms around the shins. Nice, and we're just going to gently roll side to side, massage out the lower back. Okay, and we're going to find our happy baby from here. So soles of the feet up towards the ceiling, knees draw in towards the chest, and then you're going to take the knees wide. Hands come to the outsides of the feet. So get a good grip. And then draw down with your arm strength. We're trying to bring the knees towards the floor. Okay, we'll take a few breaths here. Focusing on pushing the tailbone down towards the mat at the same time. So it's naturally going to lift as you kind of bring your weight into the feet with the hands you're pulling. So you're naturally going to roll back. See if you can counterbalance that. Send your tailbone down and find more length. Nice, and then that should transfer the stretch to the inner hips and lengthen those extensors so that space between the glutes and the hamstring. You should also feel it a little bit in the hamstrings. Nice, and just enjoy for a couple more breaths. Okay, we'll draw the knees back together. And then we're just going to roll back and forth, up and down the spine. This should feel quite nice. Gathering more impetus with each Lift off. The feet are going to come down. See if you can challenge yourself to come up and over into your deep forward fold without your hands. Feel free to use your hands if you need. Nice, so we're back into that deep forward fold. Find a pedal again. Okay, and then we're going to soften the knees. Reach the fingertips a little bit further forward and tent them and send the hips back. Nice. So almost as if you're sinking back into this chair pose, but you're keeping the back nice and long. So imagine you're sitting your bum back onto a wall here. Hold this stretch. Okay, inhale to a halfway lift. And we're just going to step that right foot back. So not too far, just as far as is comfortable. Keep sending right hip forward, left hip back. Okay, we're going to inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale, draw the belly down towards the thigh. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, draw down. Nice. Inhale, one more time. Exhale, down into your pyramid. And then we're going to sweep towards the right side of the mat. Draw left toes in and right toes in slightly. So we're preparing for our wide-legged forward fold here. This is really great for the inner hamstrings. Inhale to a halfway lift. Lengthen. You can place hands on the waist here if you need. Exhale, draw the forehead down towards the floor, then crown of the head. Nice. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale, release. Maybe hands come to the mat. Maybe not. Inhale one more time, find a halfway lift. And this time we're going to hold down there in our wide-legged forward fold. Keep sending the weight forward into the toes. Keep spiraling sit bones towards the ceiling. Nice, and if you want, you can even take a grip around the outsides of the ankles. Use your arm strength again to draw further down, getting that crown to inch closer towards the mat. Nice, and then drawing upright, we'll find our pyramid on the other side. So right toes face forward, and you're just at a 45-degree angle equally. You can come up onto the toes if you prefer and have both toes facing forward. No strict rule, we're really just focusing on lengthening through this right leg, so you decide what feels best. Right hip back, left hip forward, we'll inhale to a halfway lift. Remembering, I didn't demonstrate on the first side, but let me just show you quickly now how much of a help it can be to use those blocks. So lifting slightly higher, exhale, draw belly down. And maybe that's where you stop. Maybe that's enough. Maybe you want more. Inhale, reach. Exhale, belly down, forehead down. Nice, one more breath. Inhale to lift. And exhale. Lengthen. Right hip keeps pulling back, left hip pushes forward. Okay, and then one more time. Back to that wide-legged forward fold. Okay, left hand plants down, right hand reaches towards the sky here. Right hand comes down, left hand reaches to the sky. Nice, and release. We'll walk both hands to the outside of the right foot. Get a good grip around the outside of the ankle. If that's too much, either you're bending the knees or just placing the hands as close to the right foot as you can get them. Once you have your starting position, you're going to inhale and reach. So the nose is aiming beyond the toes. Lengthen the spine. As you exhale, draw the belly down towards the thigh. Draw the forehead in towards the right shin. Nice, and just try again to settle into the pose. Try not to fight the tension that you feel undoubtedly through the right hamstring. Just work with it. Breathe. Good, and then we'll swap sides. So sweeping through center, set yourself up, maybe outside of the left ankle or as close as you can get. Inhale, find that length, open the chest. Exhale, draw the belly to the left thigh, forehead to left shin. Nice. Again, deep breaths. So sending oxygen to the areas that need it most. Visualize sending it to your left hamstring. Nice. And then back through center. We're going to heel to the feet in slightly. Toes facing out, coming down into your malasana, your yogi squat. Send the hips low. Hands come together. Open the knees wide. And then see if you can sit back here onto your bum. Whoop. And then we'll just extend the legs out. So into our pancake stretch, which is essentially what we were just doing, our wide-legged forward fold. A little bit more active this time as we don't have gravity working with us as much. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, you're going to draw your fingertips down towards the floor. Reach, reach, reach. Nice. Inhale, lift. And one more time, keep lengthening through lower back. Reach, reach, reach out in front of you. Maybe fingertips come to the floor, maybe they don't. Don't worry about where you are with it. Just keep breathing through it. One more time. Exhale, draw down. And then maybe you take some movement left to right. Lovely. Okay, we're going to take the right foot. Left arm comes up and over and reaches towards the right foot. Nice. So simultaneously getting a nice stretch through the left side body, right hamstring. Same thing opposite side. Left hand holds left toes. Right arm comes up and over and reaches for those left toes. Nice. And then gently draw upright. You're going to close your right or your left leg just so that you're facing the front of your mat. Again, take the arms out in front of you. Last little bit of work through the core to lower and down to a flat back. So we're rolling through the spine. Lower back down first, then mid, and then relax the shoulders and the upper back. Hands to either side. And we'll finish off with a reclined butterfly. So soles of the feet together, just let the knees drop wide. Again, if this is uncomfortable, one block under each thigh to support. Okay, and a nice little release that is just an option here. You can place one hand on either hip crease. Lift your shoulders towards your ears so that your arms are extending and then push down as if you're trying to push your thighs away from your hips. And that little bit of pressure should create a nice little release through your lower spine. You should feel a nice lengthening. Nice. And then just release. We'll place one hand on the belly, one on the chest. Just take a moment to allow everything to relax down again. So even when we think we're not holding tension, there's still maybe even just 10% there. See if you can bring it down to 0. Taking a body scan. Maybe you get there by taking some deeper breaths. Fill the lungs, expand the belly up. A nice full deep exhale. See if you can count to 6 at least to let that air back out. Nice, relax through the shoulders. Relax through the face. Soften your jaw, soften around the eyes, between the eyebrows. Relax your glutes completely, releasing the hips. Okay, and we'll extend the legs long. Hands can come to either side. Again, just take a couple of breaths. keeping the focus turned inwards. Just letting all that hard work integrate. When you're ready, we'll take the arms overhead, find a stretch. Exhale, knees in towards the chest. Bring the forehead in towards the knees. And again, we're just going to find that rock side to side. Massage the sacrum. And then rock forward and back one more time. So bring yourself up to seated. And you can close off your practice however you would like to. Maybe just take a couple more seconds, a moment of gratitude. You could even go back to your Shavasana, stay there for a bit longer. Thank you so much for practicing with me. I hope that you can take some inspo from it, use some of the different poses that we visited to lengthen and open your hamstrings on a more regular basis. I think you'll find it has a huge impact on your lower back health. So thank you for practicing with me, and I will see you next time.